Hello students, welcome to Programming with C and C++ online classes. In this today's session, I would like to explain about the concept of structures. In C programming language, structures are very advantageable feature because of till now we are storing single values. Till now we are storing single values in the single variable. So if you create the structure, if you want to maintain complete record of one person, so then we can use the structures. Structures are very important to store a complete information about one person. Okay. So now let us start our session to discuss about the structures concept. Okay. Structures. Structure is a user-defined data type. Structure is a user-defined data type in C language, which allows us to combine data of different types together. Different types together. Nothing but. So if you use the arrays, if you create an array, so same type of values we can store inside that array. And if you want to store some other values, then the compiler will throw error if you use the array. But here, to avoid that problem, structures has introduced it. Structures contain different data types. If you want to combine different data types together, further structures are very useful. So by using structures concept, we can define our own data type. We can define our own data type. So that is called user-defined data type. Structure helps to construct a complex data type which is more meaningful. It is somewhat similar to an array, but an array holds data of similar type only. Just now I told you now, but an array holds data of similar type only. But structure on the other hand can store data of any type, which is practical more useful. For example, if you have to write a program to store student information, which will have student's name, age, branch, permanent address, father's name, etc., which included string values, integer values, because of inside of structure, student name is what? String value, age is what? Number, integer value, branch is what? String, permanent address means that is also string, father's name is it also string. It is a combination of alphanumeric, nothing but. So here different types of variables, different data type variables we have to maintain in the structure. How can I use arrays for this problem? Because of if you want to create array with the int data type, then numbers only it can accept to store in that array. So if you create character array, so it can support only characters. So similarly, so now I want to maintain integers numbers also, I want to maintain names also. So for that, arrays are not compatible. Arrays are not sufficient to use in our program. So in that case, structures are very useful because of that is user-defined data type. Now inside whatever the data types you have to use to create the variables, like a student name, student number, student class, student address. So here these are different types of variables. The first one is what? Student number, that is related to int data type. So now after that, student name is what? It is character related data type. So nothing but it is a combination of different data types. So here we are maintaining the different kinds of data na? So in the structure, so it is created by the user na? So that's why it is called user-defined data type. So if you want to maintain a string values, character values, or any other data type values, then we can use the structures concept. In structure, data is stored in the form of records. Next, features of structures. to copy the elements of one array to another array of same type. To copy the elements of one array to another array of same type. Copy it one by one. To copy the elements of one array to another array of same type, copy it one by one. It is not possible to copy all the elements at a time. But if you use the array, so if you use the array, that array contains number of elements. So now I want to copy that entire data which I have stored inside of array. So now I want to copy that entire data to another array. So how it can possible? By element by element, by item by item, by one by one, we have to copy. At a time all the data, it cannot be copied from that array to this array. But here, if you use the structure, it is possible to copy the contents of all structure elements of different data types to another structure variable. So one structure variable to another structure variable, simply we can copy all the data. That is advantageable format. That is advantage of future for the structure. Simply we can use the is equal to operator in that. Next, nesting of structure is possible. So one structure inside one more structure if you want to define, that is also possible. Using the future, one can handle complex data types, and it is also possible to pass structure elements to a function. So if you want to pass a call by value, call by reference, already we have learnt about this concept in the previous classes. So similarly, if you want to pass a data, if you want to pass a structure to function as an argument, so that is also possible. This is similar to passing an ordinary variable to a function. So if you want to pass one value, so some value in bracket I want to pass 10 value. So like that, a structure variable is also we can pass as an argument. One can pass individual structure elements on entire structure by value of address. Call by value or call by address. We can use anything. Just simply understood. Now I am opening one paint window here. So call by value means what? Here int x equal to 10. So now some function I am calling with the x variable. This is called call by value. This is called call by value. So similarly structure variable, we can pass sum of structure variable. So it is also call by value. A structure variable also we can pass in the function as a actual argument. Right? For your understanding purpose, just I have defined a structure variable here. But in this place, while using time, first we need to know about the structure creation. After the structure variable creation, so that structure variable we have to pass here only. Okay? And it is also possible to create structure pointers. So before we have created pointers in the previous class. So similarly, if you want to create the pointer for structure also, you can obviously create, no problem. In the pointer, we have studied pointing a pointer to an integer, pointing to float, and pointing to character. So in the similar way, we can create a pointer pointing to structure elements. For this requires arrow marks operator. So if you want to access structure elements, so here instead of using dot operator, we can use the arrow symbol like this. Because of in the previous classes we have discussed about the pointer. If you want to print any pointer value, so if you create the pointer variable for the structure variables, if you want to access after that, then you can use this arrow operator to access the structure elements, pointer structure elements. Next, structure declaration. Important points recording structures. Struct keyword is used to declare the structure in C. Carefully observe. Here I have given syntax now. How to create the structure by using struct keyword, structure name, opening bracket and closing bracket. Here data type member 1, data type member 2, data type member n. These are the variables. Different types of data types, different types of variable names. But if you want to create this complete structure, Here struct keyword we have to use. This is structure name. This is structure name. So here example I have given struct keyword. Here employee structure I want to create. For the struct keyword I am using, this is employee is the structure name, opening bracket and closing bracket. These three are the members of employee. Here ID, name, salary. What are the variables we have for the employee record purpose? Employee ID, employee name, employee salary. These three are different data types na. But while using the arrays, this is not possible na. So that's why if you want to maintain different kinds of data for a person, so for that we can use the structure variable, structure concept. So if you want to create any structure, struct keyword is mandatory to create a structure. So inside structure members we have to use. So int ID, character name, float, salary, these three are the employee structure members. Memory will not allocate for the structure at the time of declaration. So this is only declaration. So while executing time, it will get the memory, not only at the time of creation. Okay? While executing time, the memory will get for this structure, employee structure. But while creating time, the memory will not get for this. Memory is created very first time when the variable is created or instance is created. Memory is created very first time when the variable is created or instance is created. When the instance it will create? When you create the structure variable. Actually this is created only structure. So user defined data type we have created. Here user defined data type is what? Employee. By using struct keyword, inside different data types we have to use it for this variable declaration. So this is employee. This declared by the user. So nothing but here I have declared, I have created one data type. So now I want to create with this data type. Now I want to create variables based on this data type. How you can create? Structure variable, if you create the int ID, character name, float, salary. So int data type can occupy the 2 bytes of memory. So int ID is there na. This ID is ID variable memory address. 1000 is this one. And next one 4. This is character memory address. 10 bytes of memory. That's why 10 cells it has occupied. This is 4 bytes of memory for the int data type. And this is float. Here also 4 bytes of memory. That way 4 cells occupied. Totally this structure variable, totally this employee structure, how much memory it can allocate it? Here carefully observe. This is the variable creation of structure. This is complete structure of employee. Here I have created the object for this employee. So if you write the statement like this, immediately the memory will create like this inside while executing time. While executing time. Here int ID 4 bytes memory na? 4 bytes. Character name 10 bytes. So 10 bytes. Salary 4 bytes. Here just carefully observe. Here 0 missed, but 10 bytes of memory. Okay. But similarly, I mean, if you have a single character, then the memory will allocate only 1 byte for the character data type. But if you use the character array, 10 bytes of memory I want to occupy. So that's why 10 cells occupied between. Okay, this is 4 bytes, this is 10 bytes. For the float data type, here also 4 bytes. Totally 18 bytes it has occupied. While if you create the employee reference, employee object if you create like this. So for this employee variable, now I have created the short form now. So nothing but if you write the statement like this, immediately the memory will allocate in the memory. So this much bytes of memory, 18 bytes of memory, it can be allocated for this. Here struct is the keyword, employee is the name of the structure, ID, name and salary are the members or fields of structure. Let's understand it by the diagram given below. Same diagram. This is struct keyword, this is tag name of the structure and these three are the members. So totally how many bytes it has occupied? For the int purpose 4 bytes. For the int purpose 4 bytes. For the character purpose 10 bytes. For the float purpose 4 bytes. So totally 18 bytes of memory. So 18 cells, 4 plus 10 plus 4, 18. So 18 bytes of memory it has to occupied by the employee structure. When it will create the, when it will generate the memory, when it will create the memory, while creating time it will not get any memory. So when you create the employee variable, this is employee structure and this is employee variable. If you create the employee variable, then only it will get the memory like this. We can declare a variable for the structure so that we can access the member of structures easily. There are two ways to declare the structure variable. There are two ways to declare the structure variable. Actually, in the previous, this is structure variable now. So if you want to create this variable, there are two ways. By struct keyword within main function, by declaring a variable at the time of defining the structure. So here the first option, by struct keyword within the main function. First you can understand this one. Here this is the structure, just now I told you. Here in the main function, now I have created the variables. So we can declare the variable structure so that we can access the event. Here first option is what? By struct keyword within main function. Struct keyword we have now, employee name same as we have now. This is struct keyword and this is employee data type. Nothing but user defined data type. Here we have defined the data type. So defined by us now. So that's why this is called user defined data type. Based on this data type, now I want to create two variables, E1, E2. These two are the variables. This is the data type. This is the struct keyword. So if you want to create for the employee variables, for the employee structure, like this you can create the variables. Here E1 and E2 are the variables for the employee structure. And second way. So structure is there now. So by declaring a variable at the time of defining structure. At the time of defining structure. Here I have created the structure. Along with this structure I have created two variables, E1 and E2. E1 and E2. So if you know the how many members data if you want to add how many members data you don't know, then you can create if you know the number of variables creation, here E1, E2, E3, like that 5 persons data if you want to add. For that the second way is enough. But if you don't know the how many members data if you want to add, so for that previous way, the first way you can use. Here you can create the variables. Initialization of structures. Structure variable can also be initialized at compile time. Structure variable can also be initialized at compile time. Initialization means that here we have declared the variables, but now I want to assign the data with variables. So 101 is the data, Abhilash is the name, 25,000 is the value, the salary. So for this three variable purpose, now I have passed the data by using curly brackets. This is called initialization. Struct employee E1. Struct is the keyword, employee is the structure name, E1 is the variable for this data type. And 101 E1.id, E1.Abhilash, E1.name, E1.salary. So like that, this is also one way of to assign the initialization of structure. And second way is also there. For initialization also we have second way to assign the data for that structure members. So E1.id, E1 here one variable created E1 struct employee E1. E1.id equal to 101, E1.name equal to Abhilash, E1.salary equal to 25,000. So like that initialization of each member separately. So this is also one of the way. Here accessing structure members. To access structure members, we have to use the dot operator. It is also called the structure member access operator. E1.id. Here one program I have given. Just now I would like to explain in the practical way. Then only you can understand. Now I am creating the structure. And structure demo hash include stdio.h void main opening bracket and closing bracket. Here this is main, okay. So but before we have to create the structure now. Struct keyword, if you want to create any structure, struct keyword is mandatory. Now I want to create the employee structure. So inside employee structure, int e number, character e name, character ename 25 is the size. Next int float salary, float salary. So these three members are structure members. Here semicolon must and should be required if you create any structure. Now I want to create the structure variables. So here also you can create the structure variables, and in the main function also we can create the structure variables by using struct keyword. Now I want to create the employee variables for the employee structure. E1 is the structure name. I mean employee structure variable. Now I am assigning the data. E1 dot E1 dot enumber equal to 101. E1 dot ename equal to Siva, my name. Okay, semicolon. E1 dot salary equal to 25,000. How you can access these all members data while printing time? Now I want to initialize the data. E1 is the variable, E1 enumber is the variable. E1 is object here for the employee structure. So E1 dot enumber, if you want to assign the values, dot operator we have to use, and if you want to print the variables, dot operator also we can use. Here dot operator is also called member operator because of with the E1 object. Now I am accessing the enumber na, it is a member of E1 na, so that's why that is called member object. Now percentile D E1 dot enumber, E1 dot enumber. Next, and here one slash and symbol we can use. Now same as it is, I am copying and pasting 2 times for name purpose. Yes, here E1 dot name, E1 dot name. Here percentile F float data type na, so E1 dot salary. Here E1 dot ename. Okay, now I am saving this one. struct.c, save as type is all files. Now I am compiling. Why it is showing error here? E1 dot ename, because of it is a character array now. So here if you use the structure, if you use the character array in the structure, how you can use this one? How you can assign the data with this? Not like this. This is not correct way. Now string copy function we can use. strcpy open bracket for what variable? E1 dot ename. E1 dot ename. Here Siva, like that we can use. Then only the value will assign there. The value will assign there. Now I am compiling. So here one warning it is showing the built-in function strcpy incompatible. So here one header file is also must and should be required to include here. So what is that? String.h. String.h hash include string string.h hash include directive. Here dot not required. Okay, now I am compiling. Now I am executing. The data is printing now. Now I am accessing now with the member operators for the structure members. I am accessing now by using dot operator. So this is the way of here maintaining the complete record now. Employee number, employee name, employee salary. So nothing but if you want to maintain a complete person record, further structures are very useful. Next one, structure within structure. Structure within structure. Call it nested structure. So for that one more program I am developing. Here employee structure I have created now. Now I want to create one more structure. struct add RESS. Address, structure address. Mm, character ADDRESS. Okay, character city. Okay, city, character city. How you can assign that value? First, nested structure na. Now I want to use this address structure into this employee. Employee is also contain address na, so that's why address ADD. So address ADD. So here one structure inside, one more structure reference I have maintained in this one. So this is also called nested structure. How you can access that nested structure data? First you need to assign. E1 dot E1 dot add dot city. E1 dot add dot city equal to, sorry, we cannot copy like this now. Here strcpy we have to use, because of that is the character related address now. So that's why here E1 dot add dot ename, sorry, city, here Hyderabad. Okay, same copying and pasting here. E1 dot add dot city. Now I am compiling struct employee. Why it is showing error? City, unknown type name address, ADDRESS. Right here semicolon required, that's why it is not showing anything. Now I am saving, now I am compiling. Here something, city in something, not a structure of union, structure or union. Why it is showing error? Yeah, inside of this also we can maintain the struct keyword struct. Then now I am compiling, type char, expected char. Yes, here character city contain multiple name, all group of characters na, so that's why array we need to create. So successfully compiled. Now I am executing. It is one structure variable, we have to maintain another structure variable. Here address variable I have declared an employee structure. So simply we can use the dot operator. Okay, E1 contain, E1 is the employee object, and address is, add is the address object dot city. So like that, one structure inside one more structure declaration is called nested structure. Next, array of structure. So why use an array of structures? Why we use an array of structures? Consider a case where we need to store the data of 3 students. We can store it by using the structure as given below. For example, now I want to store 3 members data. For that, 3 printf statement, scanf statement we have to write now. So here that is enough for the 3 students purpose. For example, if you have 20 records, 20 students data if you want to maintain. So in that 20% printf and scanf functions we have to use now. So that is very burden. So if you create the array like this, so it is maintain the contiguous memory location, nothing but subsequent memory locations, declaration of an arrays. Okay, so if you create an array, it will create like this. Here the code is this one. For the 3 members purpose, this much code we have to write, then only we will get this much output. But if you create an array, here five records I have maintained. So 5 iterations it will happen. Okay na? By using for loop. By using for loop 5 iterations, 5 times. Every time no need to write printf and scanf statements. So simply you can use this one. So for that, for the student structure purpose, I have to create one array for this. 5 records purpose. So if you want to use 5 lakhs purpose also, you can simply use. Simply you can use the for loop inside. Enter roll number, enter name. One time you have to write, no problem. Okay. So single time. But for loop, by using for loop, that many times it is iterating up to 5 lakhs completion. So like that we can use the array of structures. Next, enumerated data types. Enumeration is also a user-defined data type in C. It is mainly used to assign names to integral constants. Integral constants. The names make a program easy to read and maintain. Easy to read and maintain. Here I have given enumerated data type example. Syntax I have given. So enum keyword is the mandatory. Enum is a reserved keyword to create enumerated data elements, data type. So here flag integer constant 1, integer constant 2, integer constant n. In the above declaration, we define the enum named as a flag containing n integer constants. The default value of integer constant 1 is 0, integer constant 2 is 1, and so on and so on. So here one example I have given, enum fruits, mango, apple, strawberry, papaya. Okay. So here 4 fruits we have to maintain in the single variable. So till now we have maintained in the single value for single variable. But if you want to maintain same type of values, for that array is also useful. But if you want to maintain different types of values, for the structure is also enough. But if you want to create a normal variables, if you want to create a normal values by using with integer constants, nothing but here mango, apple, strawberry, papaya, four string values we have maintained here, we have created. But here in the first position, in the 0th position, mango we have. In the first position, apple we have. In the second position, strawberry. In the 4th position, papaya we have. So here carefully observe how it is showing. Enum is the keyword, days of a week is the enum variable. Here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So all 7 days we have. Okay. Sunday is equal to 0, Monday is equal to 1, Tuesday is equal to 2. So similar like and so on up to 6 variables we have. 6 values. So this is called enumerators. It is holding a single variable. It is holding multiple values. And if you want to pick the value from this, then the value number it will represent on the screen. So nothing but integer constant number. Here Sunday is in the which position? 0th position. Nothing but 0 value it will represent on the screen. Not only this variable, that values, string values it will not present on the screen. So by reading that 0th position, so which is the value we have, that value we can find out by using that state only. Okay. Here enum days of a week, day, object of enum days of week. Here day, the day equal to Wednesday if you write, then immediately in the Wednesday, what is the position? 0, 1, 2, 3 is the position. 0, 1, 2, 3 is the position. 3 value it will represent on the screen. Actually, okay? Actually this is wrong. 2 is not there because of a state of Wednesday. 0, 1, 2, 3. Right? And enum days of a week. So simply I am explaining with the practical way. Carefully observe. Now I am opening one enum demo, enumeration demo. Now first it will create the hash include stdio.h void main open bracket and closing bracket. Here enum days is the keyword is equal not required, opening bracket and closing bracket, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. So enum created. So this variable, it is holding the multiple values. It is holding the multiple values. Enum Now I want to create one more variable. Enum days is the data type. For this days data type, I want to create the date. So day equal to Wednesday. Okay. Now I want to print. Actually, this while printing time, first it will check the day equal to Sunday or not, day equal to Monday or not, day equal to Tuesday or not, day equal to Wednesday or not. It will iterate. Enumeration is nothing but it is enumerating, nothing but iterating with one element by one, second element by third element. When it will up to the value it has matched with this and this one, then only the enumeration iteration will stop. Here percentile D, because of the enumeration can print only numeric constant, that's why day. Now I am saving this one. enum1.c save as type is all files. Now I am compiling. Yeah, now I am executing. 3 is the value now. Wednesday in which position? 0, 1, 2, 3. So that 3 value it is representing on the screen. So that is called enumeration. So mainly enumeration is nothing but it is maintaining the integer constants. When we store the string values also, it is internally maintaining the integer constants. Nothing but Sunday will assign with the 0, Monday will assign with the 1, Tuesday is assigned with the 3. So that type of states it is maintaining internally. Then the program becomes very easy to read by the compiler. So if you want to maintain a menu of values, for this we can use like this. Enumeration constants are automatically assigned equivalent integer values beginning with 0 for the first constant, with each successive constant increased by 1, and it can be overridden the some other values. Use of enumeration variables within a program can often increase the logical clarity of the program. So while using the integer constant in the C programming language, so it is very easy to understand and logical clarity by the program. And enumeration variables are particularly used as a flags to indicate various options for carrying out calculation. So this is called weak is also called a flag, because of here created the flag now. This is called user defined data type. So based on this user defined data type, I have created one variable like that day. So now I am assigning the value Wednesday for this day variable. So now I want to check this Wednesday is in which position in the given enumerated list. So first you assign the value like this. Then while printing time, the day variable is enumeration started. First it will check the Wednesday equal to Monday, not equal. Then it will check the second element, Wednesday equal to Tuesday. Then it is not matched. Again it will goes to third element. Then it will check the element. So like that 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So when it will match that value, it will print. That value it will print. Right? So enumeration is also completed. And in the next class, I will explain about the unions concept. Today I am going to close this session. Thank you very much.